Welcome to Spurs Vision TV. Yeah, I know I still got all the Europa League Cup, things all behind me, but I'm doing a Formula One show today. Yeah, of course, a good evening, good afternoon, good morning to where you are in the world. Right, hope you guys all are doing well. Right, I haven't done a watch along for F1 in quite some time. I usually do it once a year, but I used to have a good friend who do it with me, but he's gone. I think 2 years now. R.I.P. Stephen. Hope you're doing well. All right. I'm sure you're doing well, right, wherever you are. And of course, this season has been a bit how I call different, right, in the F1 circuit. McLaren is the leaders at the moment. They've pipped Red Bull to the how I call to the top of the standings, right? The McLaren drivers are leading in the standings, and of course the construction standings. The McLaren team is leading too. Mercedes just pipped Ferrari to second spot, right? Ferrari's third, right? And today all I can say is that we're going to look at this and see how it goes, right? As I can tell you now, pole position is Lando Norris is number one. Number two is, if I'm not mistaken, is Leclerc. Right, and then of course Piastri. Piastri is the leader of the Formula One standings at the moment. 22 points behind him is his teammate Lando Norris. And the last race they had, Lando Norris smashed strikes. Right, I think in the last lap smashes straight into, I think the second last lap or so, smashes straight into the back of his own teammate and DNF that. Right, so he DNF that. So at this moment in time now, today this race could be exciting because Norris is at pole position. Right. Of course, the weird thing is that Verstappen is seventh, right? And we'll go through the lineups of the qualifiers, who is in pole position and coming down soon. At this moment in time, we're looking at this and how it goes, right? And of course, Formula One is all about Formula One. And if any guest comes on and would like to talk football, we can talk football while watching this Formula One watch along because I just like to watch the game and watch the race and and at the same time, have a chat and, see any exciting things happen, right? And we can chat football if we want to. We can chat about anything we want to, right? And guys, if you want to, please leave a comment in the chats. But, F1 and not a lot of football fans are F1 fans, but, the weird thing is I'm a football fan and F1 fan. And, of course, I'll still keep my trophy, here with me. And, of course, with Sonny behind me. Look at that. Yeah, what a beautiful kiss that is, right? We are champions of the Europa League Cup, right? So we are still champions. We've got one season of being champions. So let's keep it that way. Be happy being a champion, right? And of course, right, today we are going into Formula One, right? Of course, Formula One is a sports that I've been following for some time, right? Been a fan of Formula One for a long time, right? And today we are, of course, in Austria, if I'm not mistaken. Next week we're going to Silverstone, and the following week, of course, we'll join back into the Asian part, right? Silverstone will be the race, right? And let's see how that goes. But today, it should be an important race for Lando Norris because he needs to get those points to get closer to his teammate, right? To try to win the championship, right? So at the moment now, it's a race between the two McLaren drivers. So it is what it is, right? McLaren all of a sudden have found themselves in a dominating position, and hopefully, right, maybe we'll get a new world champion at the end of the season, right? Because Verstappen looks a bit off, right? And there are a lot of rumors about Verstappen going to Mercedes, right? But of course, we got Russell there, and Russell and Verstappen don't have a good relationship, right? They don't have a good relationship. So as I can see this now, let's see what happens there. And of course, Hamilton has moved over to Ferrari, and he's adapting to the Ferrari scene, if all I can say, right? Adapting to the Ferrari scene, and hopefully, right, he will come well for Ferrari too, right? But of course, there's Leclerc there, and Leclerc has been outperforming Hamilton for some time. But don't forget, right, Hamilton did win a sprint race in China, right, for Ferrari, so that is part of his, something that he's gotten under his belt for Ferrari, right? At the moment now, we've seen how many winners of the championship, the races is Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, and recently Russell got the first spot. So there's been quite a mixture of how you call, winners at the moment, right? It's not like last season when it was all dominated by Red Bull and Max Verstappen. So there is a lot of tension. I don't know, last year we knew there was a lot of tension between Verstappen and his we'll call team and all that, right? With Horner and his problems, and then of course his father coming out and talking a lot of things about that. But this season it seems to be quiet now, and of course the big news is that whether we'll see Verstappen move to Mercedes, right? And that's what guess what Mercedes needs. So at the moment now, the race is going to start soon, because the race will start on the spot at we'll call 2 p.m. UK time, or you can say most probably that'll be about 3 p.m. GMT. And of course in Malaysia, we're doing this around 9 p.m. Malaysian time when the race starts, right? At the moment now, most probably we'll see the positions of the we'll call the drivers at this position now, as the time the drivers are getting into their car seats now to have a look at what is happening, guys. Formula One, right? It's in a quiet spot, right? Some like it, some don't, right? Austrian Grand Prix at the MSC Cruises, right? MSC Cruises, I don't know, one of the sponsors, right? Qatar is one of the sponsors too, right? And of course now, as I can see this now, right? This race will be exciting because, and don't forget, guys, the weather is hot, right? This is one of the shortest race course that's available in this. It's round 11, so the distance is 4.326 kilometers, right? 71 laps, right? One of the shortest lap in the calendar, right? So this is going to be tough and challenging for the drivers, right? The 3 DRS spots, right? Choices of tires now is the soft, red, medium, right, yellow, and the hard. But don't forget, right, the grades of the tires now have been moved down a bit. The mediums and the hards are actually now the soft and the mediums, and of course the soft now is the super soft, so that it degrades faster, right? And with the weather being this hot, I don't know, they've been saying, right, the Mercedes can't handle the heat, but somehow or another, let's see what happens today, right? Will Ferrari get the pit the Mercedes to the front line? All right. Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg is 19th and 20th, right? 17, 18 is Ocon and Sonoda. Sonoda has taken over the seat from Liam Lawson, right? Somehow or another, it's not working out. Okay, Beerman and Stroll is 15 and 16, right? So let's see how that goes now. For 13, 14 is Haja and Colapinto. Haja looks impressive for the Racing Bull, right? And of course, Colapinto is coming in. Alonso and Albon, right? 11 and 12, right? Alonso, you know, one of the called the veterans of the circuits. Antonelli is the new driver for 9 and 10. Yeah. Antonelli is the new driver for Mercedes, and the Gasly coming in. Verstappen is 7 and Leto is 8, right? So that's what we're thinking. Russell is 5th. Liam Lawson is 6th. So really out-pipping Sonoda, right? And he's in the Racing Bull. Piastri is 3rd, and Hamilton is 4th position. Hamilton is sitting in 4th, and the first is your Lando Norris, and Charles Leclerc is in the 2nd position, right? So guys, this is going to be exciting. The formation lap is coming up for me now. I'm not sure you guys were watching, whether you're ahead of me or behind me, but we'll just follow what I see in front of my screen here now, guys. We'll see what in front of my screen. Guys, if you're here, please subscribe. Please like the channel, right? Yeah, we're on the way to 1K. 500 over, yeah. I've been doing this for 5 years, right? So we're still 500 over. It's okay. I do this for fun, right? But it'd be nice, right? If I can monetize, that's why I need more watch hours, guys. Give me the watch hours, guys. That's all I need, right? All right, guys, the drivers are in the car, right? Formation lap is going to start soon for me. And the weather is really hot now. The sun is out. It's nice and hot in Europe, right? I just did a stream with Jay in the Hotspur Cave, right? Dan was saying the weather is crazily hot. Yeah, he couldn't even sleep, right, in London. But look at all the flags going on, right? The formation lap starts in about a minute's time, right? And let's see whether the Mercedes can handle the heat, whether the tires will be able to handle the heat, because if how I see now, the medium tire now is more or less the soft tires, and of course the hard tires now are more or less the medium tires, right? So all of these now has gone down by a level, right? Guys, it's Louis Vuitton, right? Formula One, the MSC Cruisers, Austrian Grand Prix, right? The sun is hot. You can see all the heat wave coming out, right? Everyone's got brand new set of medium tires. First 9 cars on the grid, we're going to start on brand new mediums, right? And now the formation lap is on. And it's a very short first corner, right? It's about 60 meters. Let's see whether any overtaking can be done there. All right, here goes McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, and all those cars are coming out. So let's see what's going on now. And off they go on the formation lap. Let me have a look. So that some of them are using soft tires. Gasly's on soft, Ajar's on soft, Colapinto's on soft, Behrman's on soft. The rest of the drivers are all on medium at the moment. So don't forget, guys, there's 2 stops, of course, medium. Okay, there's a Carlos Sainz has stalled. All right, Carlos Sainz has stalled. Carlos Sainz stuck in first gear. My gosh, this is going to be weird, right? The mechanics can't come out. What's going to happen now? The car is still parked on the grid. So how are they going to get the car off the grid now? Sainz is stuck. Is he going to red flag it? Something stopping the car from moving forward. The car is stuck. There's something going on now. Guys, drama. Not even before the start of the lap. Not even the start of the race is this drama, right? Carlos Sainz is stuck, right? And here comes the rest of the pack is coming in now. Here comes Carlos. Oh, how the hell are you going to get the car out of why can't they neutral and push the car aside? Can they push the car? Yep, the car's been put in neutral and they're pushing the car aside. The start has been aborted, guys. The start has been aborted. The start has been aborted. So now Carlos Sainz coming from the back. Now Sainz got going now. This is weird, right? And now they say they aborted the start. That's a stupid move by the FIA again. Why not? So now the thing is that the start has been aborted. So now we're going to go back into a 10-minute delay, guys. So they're going back a 10-minute delay again. They're going to redo this all over again, guys. Okay, guys, we're stuck here for 10 minutes before the race starts, right? Carlos Sainz. Let's see, what a stupid thing. That's the thing that they've been saying. Chaotic start to this. Why didn't they should just stopped it, get the car and push it into the side, let him start from the pits. That's why they say. Now we're going for another 10 minutes, guys. Right? Okay. Then Carlos Sainz will start from the pit. And it's a hot day, right? These cars are going to be, oh dear. Let's see now what's going to happen. We're going to switch off the engine and restart it all over again. It's going to be a tough, the temperature's going to be high. It's going to be tough on engines. What's Carlos Sainz going to do? He's going right at the end of the pit lane. He's going to start from the pit, Carlos Sainz, right? Now they're trying to get all the engines to be cooled down again. The car's on fire. All right, his car's on fire. All right, Carlos Sainz game. All right, it's over. It's over. Right rear is on fire. I think the handbrakes are. My gosh, this is a weird race today, guys. So many things failing like that, right? Carlos Sainz car's on fire. So Carlos Sainz, I don't think he's going to be starting. Big up, Chris. Hope you're doing well, right, Chris? Hope you're doing well, Chris. Yeah, let me know, right, Chris? How's your plans and all that? Are you still planning to come over to KL? Right, DM me in the WhatsApp if you're going to. Hope you're doing well, Chris. Hope everything's well at home. All right, formation lap is going to be redone again. Right, there's so much smoke coming out. Come on, just push the car back into and come on, end Carlos Sainz race. Come on, Carlos Sainz race have to end. Right, he can't continue like this. Right. All right, guys, we are in the 10-minute delay. Right, 10-minute delay for the start. I mean, I don't know what to call this, whether it's a restart, but will they count this as one lap has been taken down? They can't even get. They're still trying to put out the fire. I think it's the end of Carlos Sainz's race. Come on, you have to, what are you going to do? Push him back. All right, guys. Something's wrong. Well, can't be an overheat, right? We haven't started the race yet, but now they're going to push Carlos Sainz's car all the way back. All right. And the smoke still coming out, exhaust at the back. Yeah. Yep. Williams has got problems now. I guess this the end of Carlos Sainz's race, right? He can't even start. That's the problem, right? Okay, we got about 8 over minutes before the race starts. I think we have to do another formation lap. Then we're coming in again. Then we'll start the race, right? So the thing is, problem, this has thrown some spanners into the plans for a lot of the F1 people because, you know, F1 is a precision sports, right? Yeah, so I guess it's Carlos Sainz brakes has got some problem now. That's not good for him. Not good for him. Maybe the brakes were just on throughout this. That's why he couldn't start. And then when he drove the car one round with the brakes, you know, it's like driving with your handbrakes on, right? So if you're driving your handbrakes on, right, he did one lap in an F1 car, right? This race is over, guys, right? You can't fix it. You can't fix that. Yeah, it's over. Carlos Sainz race is over. Williams loses a car, right? So now we have 19 cars running the race, right? James Vowles, team principal of Williams, right? Carlos Sainz can't even get the start, right? So there's some mechanical problem for Carlos Sainz. And now this has been put us down to a 10-minute delay before the race starts. And the weather is really hot in Austria at the moment, right? And let's see what happens to the other cars, right? Let's see whether the engine can take the heat, whether the tires can take the heat, right? And of course, when it gets hot, usually they've been saying it's a disadvantage for the Mercedes, right? And of course, now Lando Norris is at the top, right? On pole position with Leclerc breathing down his back. So all I can say now is that we're going to sit back and watch and see what's happening. And of course, the fans on the podium and the seats and all that, they're all waiting. And the weird part is that, right, the drivers can't even get out of the car. They're stuck in the car. They're going to sit in the car for another 10 minutes, like in a sauna, getting baked. So let's see what happens to that for their physical and their mental, right, stress that they're going to have for this. And let's see how this goes, guys. Let's see how this goes, right? The track temperature. Yep. Let's see what's the track temperature. Track temperatures are quite high now, though, right? And of course, the Formula One car tires, right? Look at the Carlos Sainz car. They're taking back, right? They're still spraying it with extinguishers, right? What to do? Even after taking off, have they taken off the tires yet? Can they take off the tires for Carlos Sainz? Yeah, I think they've taken off the tires. Yeah. All right, guys. 5-6 more minutes before the formation lap starts, right? Now, of course, the tires have gone one lap, right? So, but of course, now this is a formation lap. Let's see how the tires are going to react to this scenario. It's a weird scenario, right? Coming in, going formation lap, then they're going to go another formation lap, second formation lap. And the question is that the second formation lap, will it be counted as a lap? Because sometimes they do these weird things for Formula One, right? Even under the safety car or whatever, the laps are on. they'll take away the laps. At the moment now, all the drivers are getting special air, right, cold air blown into them because they are sitting in the car, right, waiting for the formation lap. Yeah. So let's see how it goes now. And of course, while they wait like this now, then of course the heat of the track and all that, then they'll be talking about the air pressure of the tires. Like I said, Formula is a very technical sport, right? Everything is counted, right? The temperature of the seat is 200 degrees. Yeah, my gosh. The drivers are getting boiled now, right? Sitting in their seat. They're not even allowed to come out of the car. Unless, with the engine running and, Formula One cars do not have coolant radiators and all that, right? Their cooling all come from the movement of the car. They're like sharks, you know what I'm saying? If they don't move, right, everything will overheat. So I'm not sure they're going to turn off the engine and wait, right? They switch on the engine and wait, right? That's going to be hell of a hot for them, right? So now they're getting all this cold air blow into them, right? This is going to have a, I don't know, physical or mental effect on the drivers. They're going to say, right? Yeah. Yeah, make sure plenty of water for the mechanics. Yeah, George Russell, right? Yeah. All right, now they're blowing out cold air. Yeah, find some dry ice. My God, how dumb can they be, right? It's hot, right? Just blow hot air back into the drivers, right? Oh dear. All right, guys, 3 minutes before the formation lap starts again. Let's hope there's no more drama coming out and we do get a good formation lap so this race can start, right? A 10-minute delay, right? And the sun is, look at that. Yeah. My God, the temperature is 56 degrees at one point. Celsius, 56 degrees. Man, how hot is it? It's even hotter than Malaysia, guys. Hotter than Malaysia now. Right? We are hot here, right? But, that's hot and dry. Let's see how that happens, right? Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, we got Jurgen Klopp here now. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp, right? Jurgen Klopp is Austrian, if not. Is it German? Yeah, Klopp is German. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp is at the Formula One, right? Race. And then all the Dutch fans are there in the orange, right? The Dutch fans supporting Max Verstappen, and of course the orange also represents McLaren. Yeah, most probably they're McLaren fans too, right? Right, McLaren fans, yeah. And then of course you have the red, right? Red jerseys will be all the Ferrari fans, and of course the silver and grey will be the Petronas Malaysia, Mercedes, right? Petronas Malaysia, Mercedes, right? Yeah, guys, and talk about the rumor of Petronas buying Spurs. It's all bullshit, right? I've checked around. There's no media coverage here, right? Trying to get more information on that, right? And of course, Petronas can't afford to buy Spurs because this is going to cost £4.5 to £5 billion. Petronas don't have that kind of money, right? They are doing cuts right here and there, and of course, the sponsorship for the Mercedes Petronas, right, in the Formula One, right, is only 70 to 80 million euros or pounds per year. So that's hell of a lot of difference, right? All right, guys, 1.5 more minutes before the race goes into formation lap again, right? Everyone's hot. Everyone is waiting. Come on, guys, get the race started. You need to get the race started. If not, everyone is still sitting back and wait. Guys, we've got another 1 minute, 1 minute, 20 seconds, 18 seconds, right, before the formation lap starts, right? And look at all the McLaren fans over there in the orange, right? They're taking off the tire covers, right? Right. So Noda's way back. I'm not sure whether it's because of penalty or whatever, right? A lot of people are saying this Red Bull, right, has been more suited to Max Verstappen. That's why it's very hard for the other drivers to drive, right? That's why you see Liam Lawson get, demoted back to the Racing Bull. But Liam Lawson is actually ahead of Max Verstappen in this race, right? In this position at the moment now, right? Okay, the tires are coming off. Tires are coming off now, guys. Okay, the cars are all being lowered down at the moment now. We get this formation lap back on. Yes, Donna Cullen, Wagwan, hope you're well. All right. Hope life is treating you well. I'm not sure where you are now since you have been, you have resigned from the directorship. I mean, you're the director at Spurs or not. Hope you're doing well, right? Hope you're doing well with the family and all that, right? Yeah, Mr. Ricky doesn't do Formula One races. Yeah, he's back home, I guess, right? I'm the only one who more or less do Formula One races, unless anybody else wants to join on. All right, guys, Formula One formation lap is starting again once more. All right, Loris, no, Lando is leading up. Norris, all right. And the thing is that this is what I call first corner is up the hill and turning to the right, and it's 60 meters. Oh, come on, no, another car stuck again. Oh, no. Okay, the Sauber is Nickel Halberg. Okay, luckily there's no other car being stuck, right? Yeah. Learning some pottery, stitching in my free time. That's good, right? If you're looking to retirement, right? Learning about crypto and Bitcoin also. Yeah, crypto is Bitcoin, Bitcoin is crypto, and Bitcoin is the biggest crypto that we have around now. Right? Yeah. And most probably if you want to learn more about crypto and Bitcoin, you should go and join Simon, that usually comes on to Tottenham Way shows, right? He's into crypto. Go and check out the YouTube channel Whales of Wall Street. Whales of Wall Street. Simon usually runs that channel. He talks about Bitcoin, crypto, right? A lot of interesting things that you can learn from that part there, right? What want you, Mr. Donaka? Hope you're doing well. All right, formation lap. Let's see how it goes now. Take 2 out of formation lap. Let's hope there's no more drama and more delays, right? Let's get this race on the way, guys. Get the race on the way, right? And previous winners was Russell, Verstappen, Leclerc, Verstappen, Bottas. So there's been a mixture of winners. It hasn't been dominated by a single driver, right? Russell won it last year. I call it season. Yeah, football talk is season. Okay. Norris comes up. Ferrari's been following. And of course, Ferrari's brought upgrades this weekend, right? So let's see how they do. Mercedes in top 5. Mercedes struggling in the heat. That's why they can't do this. Verstappen is in 7. He's out of position because he couldn't get his last qualifying lap in yesterday because of some yellow flags and all that. All right, guys. Formation lap done. The rest of the drivers coming into the back. Right. And all is coming slowly in. Leclerc's parked his car slightly pointing to the left. The 2 Ferraris on the dirty side of the grid. All right. The lights are on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll start the race. Okay, let's see how it goes now. Now, Norris has a good start. Oh. Okay. Piastri takes off, overtakes Leclerc straight away. And now the 2 McLarens have moved off. Oh, Verstappen goes out. There's a yellow flag. Antonelli knocks into Verstappen. Russell is fighting. Oh, Russell is challenging. But the 1-2 has sped off, right? The McLarens have taken away. Russell is trying to take 4th spot from Hamilton. Russell's trying to get it done, but Hamilton gets through. And there's a safety car started. More drama, guys. Safety car. Verstappen is out. Verstappen is out. Antonelli and Verstappen is out. All right, DNF for Verstappen. Let's see what happens now. All right, Red Bull gets pulled off. Get Antonelli coming out of the car. Are they okay? Verstappen is going to have a word with Antonelli. Yeah. Are they going to have a punch up? All right. Kimi Antonelli is having a chat with Max Verstappen. It looks very cordial, not too aggressive, right? So maybe Antonelli is apologized to Verstappen, but it is what it is. If you are in the middle of that, in seven, usually there will be a lot of issues coming out. Okay, let's replay the start. Let's see what happens here. All right. There's a good pull off from there, but somehow or another, Leclerc loses the spot to. He tries to take, and Piastri overtakes over Leclerc. Then Russell takes back Antonelli. Yeah. Cover. And then that gives it, open up the spot for Piastri comes across. And then Russell takes the spots from Norris, covers off. Oh, Antonelli. Oh, Antonelli came straight from the other side and just took out Max Verstappen. Whack. Yeah. Yeah. Antonelli, he saw the empty space. He cut in through. Locked the rear. Okay, he's sorry about that. Coming into this corner. He locked up and he digs out Max Verstappen. All right, safety car is ending. It's going to be green soon. Haja is 17 now. Haja went for a pit stop. All right, let's see what happens now, right? PS3 has jumped Leclerc. Hamilton still maintains fourth, right? Russell is going to attack Hamilton. All right, and of course, Albon is behind Gasly. Gasly is behind Russell. Let's see how it goes now. Gasly has picked up 4 spots. Albon's picked up 5 spots, right? Lawson dropped 3 spots. Alonso's picked up 1 spot, right? Leclerc's lost 1 spot. All right, green flag. Here comes the race starts again. Here we go. Race back on the way, guys. So now there's going to be a battle between Norris and Piastri, right? I guess Leclerc and Hamilton will have their own fight out too. Let's see how it happens, right? And see whether Russell can put a threat onto Hamilton's and Leclerc's position. Okay, guys. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys. So we started back. And Russell is trying to get back into Hamilton. But sooner or later, Russell will get his. Hamilton will get caught by, if I'm not mistaken, Russell is because once DRS opens, right, this is going to be. It's going to be quite difficult for Hamilton to defend, right? But somehow or another, the Ferrari can't chase up to the McLarens. So the only thing to see whether Russell can chase up to. Okay, let's see. Colapinto, yep. Forces Berman off track. Now DRS enable, but Hamilton will have his DRS2 is because they are quite close to Leclerc. Yeah, Lewis just closer on the braking. All right, Max Verstappen is making his way back to the paddock. All right, McLarens are pulling away. Leclerc is being left alone in third, while the battle for fourth and fifth is between Russell and Hamilton. Here come Piastri taking, yep. Piastri is taking a nibble at Norris at the moment. This is going to be interesting. If these two smashes into each other and collide and take each other out, right, Leclerc most probably will have a chance to win. Yeah. But one thing, right, Piastri's going to give it to Lando. He's going to pressure him, right? And yeah, the McLarens are really pulled away from the Mercedes, the Ferraris of Charles Leclerc and of course Hamilton, right? They're about 2.8 seconds ahead of the Ferraris at the moment, the two cars. So there's a battle for first and second. And of course, the third spot is in no man's land, while the other battle is between Hamilton and Russell, right, for fourth and fifth, right? Right, and there, McLaren says I've given them free to race, right? Let's see how it happens now, right? Race control, turn 3 incident involving car 48, Colapinto, and we noted. Let's see whether there be any penalties coming out from there. Yeah, but somehow or another, I guess the Mercedes don't look like they got. Russell doesn't look like he's challenging Hamilton at the moment. He looks further back. Yeah, but guys, don't forget, right? In this new Formula One era, right? Right, called driving behind another car, right? Still gives you a lot of problems in the overheating of your tires, right? And taking in all the hot air of the car in front, so you can't stay too long, right, at the back of a car because it doesn't go well for you. Even now, Russell has dropped back against Hamilton, so the third and fourth position looks a bit settled at the moment. They are all looking after the tires because if you go too long behind a different car, your tires will be gone too. So it'll be hotter because you're getting all the hot air coming out from the engine of the car that you're following, right? But let's see now, right? The McLaren's actually pulling away, right? No way anybody is as fast as them, right? One of the shortest tracks in the calendar. So in there and day, most probably, I guess, in lap 40 or 50 or so, the front runners are going to catch up with the back markers. So yeah, let's see how that goes now. Gasly's on a soft tire. Most probably he will be getting into Yeah, Gasly will need. He needs to. Yeah, Gasly will most probably have to pit, right, because he's on soft tires, right. All right, guys. McLarens are pulling away. They're about 4 seconds ahead of the Ferraris now, right? I mean, of course, the Ferraris that we're talking about Ferrari, Leclerc's Ferrari, right? And Hamilton's about 2 seconds behind Leclerc. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how Albon. All right, Albon has taken on Gasly. So now Gasly is losing his grip. All right, Gasly is going to lose grip, and most probably he has to pit soon. My God, the soft tires lasted only about 10 seconds, 10 laps. PS3 is getting closer, coming out of the corner. No. And PS3 catch it. Norris. Uh, no. All right, guys. Most of the action now is in front, right? Whilst PS3 is trying to overtake Lando Norris. Let's see how that happens. So what's going on now? Yeah, and there's a lot of pressures coming from PS3. And here comes PS3. Here comes PS3. Can he get out? Let's watch this. Oh, yeah, PS3. PS3 goes through. Can PS3 hold on to it? Can PS3 hold on to it? They're side by side now. No. Okay, Norris gets back. Oh, Norris gets back his lead. That was exciting. PS3 is coming again. Come on, Dick. It's PS3. Oh, the teammates are fighting each other now, right? PS3 overtakes Norris. And Norris comes back because he gets DRS on PS3. And this is going to take a lot on the tires. But the only thing is that while that's happening, the Ferrari's got back a bit of spots on them. Here comes PS3 again. PS3 is not close enough. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here comes PS3 again. Here comes PS3 again. Is he close enough? No. Now PS3 has to cool down a bit, right? Go for it again another round. Okay, guys, we're in the lap number 12, right? Okay, Bortoleto gets through. Gasly still hanging on. Gasly's hanging on. Yeah, I guess PS3 is going to sit back a bit now, cool the tires down, and start to build back again against Lando Norris. I know, guys, they might take each other out and give the race to Leclerc. We might see that today, right? If they continue to fight like that. But I think in the early stages of this race, right, the team instructions will say that, okay, guys, you can go ahead and race and try to see who is better. But I guess as the race comes to closer to the end, I guess there'll be instructions to say that, guys, don't screw this up. Don't take each other own out, right? And just come back 1-2 and maintain the position. But at the moment, they're allowed to challenge each other, right? All right, the medium tires are supposed to be 18 to 24 is 18 to 24 laps. That's when they most probably, when they need to be changed, right? But at the moment now, let's see how going. Okay, guys, Leclerc is more or less 5 seconds behind the two leaders, right? Will they change into a hard tire? Yeah, what PS3 has to do, right? Is not try to follow Lando too close and straight behind him. He needs to cut back into clear air. Okay, Bierman is overtaking. Okay, PS3 is coming again. All right, he tried but didn't get it. Here comes PS3. PS3 is coming again. PS3 can't find a way through still. All right, guys, we're on lap 15 now, right? 3 more laps into the pit stop window. Yeah, let's see how it goes now. I don't know, will Piastri pit first to try to give Norris the undercut, or will Norris pit first to try to maintain his position? All right, Norris is doing quite well at the moment, right? No mistakes, no going wide, no locking up, while Piastri is chasing him, putting on pressure on Norris. Here comes to DRS is open again. Okay, no, not quite enough still. All right, let's see what what's Lyco. Lift and coast on all corners. All right, that's a weird. Okay. All right, Alex Albon is out too. Real tense in the McLaren pit wall, right? Because two teammates are fighting each other. PS3 wants to overtake him, but Lando Norris is trying to maintain his. Right. The other car is his teammate. Right. But the problem with Norris is that whilst defending this, whether he can maintain it all up to lap 20, let's say they want to only do the tire change at lap 20. Well, I think let's see whether. All right, guys, we're going to lap 18. Lap 18 is the window for the pit stops. All right. Sonoda. Oh, okay. Sonoda knocks into Lance Stroll, and Sonoda is not having a good race in the Red Bull. That was 5 seconds. Russell is going to box. Russell is trying to do the undercut against the. Russell is trying to do the undercut against the Ferraris. Here comes Piastri again. Piastri, no, it's too far back again. Now, I don't think they're going to have much of a battle trying to. There was one move earlier, but I guess there will be instructions coming in, right? Unless there's some kind of pit stop mayhem, right? Then it will have some problems. If not, then Norris looks nice and clean, in clean air at the moment. Russell is spitting at the moment. They're going to the hard tires. 2.4 seconds for the Mercedes pit stop. All right, Russell is coming out in 11th position. Sonoda has gone into the pit stop too. Right. Yep. All right then. Let's see who's going to box first between Piastri and Norris. Ocon goes in the pit. Oh, Piastri tried to go in, but locks up again. Oh. Piastri nearly smashes into the back of Norris. Box, Norris. Norris is going to box first. All right. Lando Norris boxes. Lando pits first. Let's see how many seconds the pit stop's going to take. A bit slow. It's a bit slow there. 3.1 seconds. That's not a good pit stop for McLaren, for Lando Norris. Let's see what happens on the next lap when Piastri come in. All right. Can you? Yep. Cuts out Bartolello. All right. All right. Here comes the long stint for Norris because he's gone to the hard tire. Now Piastri has to push. Piastri coming in now. There's a flat spot, Piastri says. Oh, nearly smashes into Lando. Front left has a problem. Front left. There's a 3.1 seconds. That's not a good pit stop. If it's 2 second pit stop, is the best, right? 2 to 2.5 is good, right? Anything above that, it's not that good. PS3 is going on. Box. All right, Bottle pits. And Halkerburn overtakes Behrman. And of course, the Behrman comes out. PS3 leads now with Leclerc and Hamilton behind, but way back. All right. Norris is now fourth. All right. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't stop PS3, right? Because he had a slower stop there. If he had a better stop, they more or less come up. Yeah. So I guess this race is being tailored for Norris to win, though. That's how I see it, right? It's tailored for Norris to win. Four with Delta. All right, the plan now for PS3 is that he's going to go on, right? And then he will rather take a 4 second, 4 seconds call gap between him and Lando Norris when he comes back after his pit stop. So let's see how far PS3 is going to take this, because maybe he can get a few more laps in. Maybe he'll get fresher tires when he attacks Lando Norris when the next round comes around. And here comes Norris. All right, so Norris' pace has not picked up that much, so Lando looks more or less heading for the win at the moment, unless something happens along the way. But of course, Norris now is about 17 seconds behind Hamilton, right? And yeah, but of course, Hamilton, Leclerc, and PS3 haven't pitted yet, so I'm not sure whether the Ferraris are trying to play this long game and have better tires to hang on to the end of the race, right? Unless you're doing a two-stop strategy, that I'm not sure. All right, here comes PS3. All right, here comes the one stop for PS3. Let's see how many seconds will it take. 3.4 seconds, even slower than Lando. My God, slower than Lando. 3.4 seconds. He's gonna be way further back. Yeah, I thought he'll leave it for 3-4 laps, but he's about 5-6 seconds behind. He's 5 seconds behind Lando Norris now. So like I said, right, I think they've tailored the race for Lando Norris to win. So yeah, they don't want them to be too close to each other, fighting each other, and then maybe get into a bloody collision at the end of the race, right? And give the win to Ferrari. All right, the front left has a problem at the moment now. All right, now guys, now we're gonna wait and see where Ferrari is leading. Charles Leclerc is leading. Now Charles Leclerc is pitting. Leclerc is pitting. Now Hamilton is going to lead. Let's see how far Hamilton will go. Ferrari is done about 2.3 seconds. My God, nearly 1 second ahead. All right, Leclerc is coming out behind two cars, Lawson and Alonso. All right, Hamilton is leading the race from Norris and Piastri, but Hamilton's going to pit soon, if I'm not going to be mistaken. All right, but Piastri is like 4 seconds or so behind. Okay, Hamilton's box. Hamilton's been told to box. There's midfield there. There's a bit of a battle going on. 4 cars. They're all fighting for Hulkenberg is still in front between Bortoleto, Stroll, and Bierman. Here comes Hamilton. Hamilton comes in. Hamilton comes in for pits. 2.2 seconds. Yeah, that's good. A bit faster. Ferrari's having a lot of good pit stops nowadays. Here comes Leclerc with DRS behind Fernando Alonso. Here comes Leclerc again. Leclerc most probably overtake. All right. Okay, here comes Leclerc overtakes Fernando Alonso. And now he's going after Lawson. Lawson is third now. Okay. Racing Bull is in third. Haja is eighth. Oh, Hulkenberg gets Gasly. Gasly fights back. Bortoleto takes the spot from Gasly. Bortoleto goes to 10th. All right. Can't do that again. All right. Ferrari overtakes Lawson. Leclerc goes back into third, but he's about 9 seconds behind Piastri. So the lead between the top two, the front two, and third has actually widened. Right now, let's see whether Hamilton is coming through. All right, because we're gonna wait for Hamilton to go past Alonso and Lawson to get back in the fourth position. But of course, Lawson and of course Alonso needs to pit. All right, let's see now. We're going to wait until the end of the race, right? Let's see how the tire degradation goes. How long can this hard tires maintain itself, right? Hamilton takes Alonso's position, and now Hamilton is going after Lawson, right? Aja is in the pits. Oh, a lot of people think they're targeting 2 stops, right? Let's see how to say whether Alonso going for the 1 stop. Oh, come on. Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton takes on, okay. All right, that was close. Yeah. Okay, Hamilton's back in the 4th. All right, Hamilton gets through Fernando Alonso. Beerman runs wide. Okay. They're dropping further back, whilst the McLarens are pulling further away from the Ferraris. Yeah. Sonoda. Oh, I don't know. Sonoda is going to get Sonoda is going to get penalized for this. Oh, all right. Sonoda turns around, smacks into Colapinto. All right, Sonoda goes in the pits. Yeah, change the front wing, check on the tires to see whether they're in danger, but he's back out again, and Sonoda is last. Red Bull are in dire states now, right? Sonoda is all the way down in last. Max Verstappen is out, so they ain't gonna get any points here. So yeah, this is not the year for the Red Bulls. All right. All right, Piastri's got fastest lap too. Right, but it's 6 seconds behind Norris. Somehow or another, they're still pulling away from the Ferraris. I guess this race is more or less written, right? And it's been set for Norris to win this, right? And Leclerc and Hamilton to come in third and fourth. And to see whether Lawson he needs to pit or whether Lawson is going to the one-stop strategy with Alonso. They're doing quite well because they're still maintaining the fifth and sixth, fifth and sixth, right? While Russell is trying to can't even catch up to them. All right, here comes Ocon and Gasly is fighting for the last points in championship points. All right, Lawson has got into the pit. Lawson's gone in. Fernando Alonso is still out there. All right, Ocon overtakes Yemen. Ocon overtakes Gasly. Ten-second penalty for causing collision. Yeah. Sonoda gets the 10-second penalty. That's it. He'll get a penalty. Alonso comes into pit at last. Yeah, the only question now is that do they think they can do a one-stop strategy? Okay, now let's see whether Fernando Alonso and Lawson can do a one-stop. Right? Because a lot of them are saying that this is going to be a two-stop because of the heat, the degradation of tires, and right, they can't last that long. Right, at the moment now, Norris is still leading Piastri, right, from Leclerc and Hamilton. Right, of course, Russell has come back too. Right, but the thing is, at the moment now, the gaps are quite big at the moment. And Piastri sets the new fastest lap. Well, guys, and tell the truth, right? This year, fastest lap don't get you nothing. Right. In the previous times, fastest lap will get you an extra point if you're in the top 10. But Gasly comes back, right? Bierman and Gasly fighting 10 and 9, fighting back. Yeah. Bierman gets a 9 place, they move Gasly back down to 10 again. Right, they're having a good fight around here, right? The only question is Colapinto in anywhere close, right? Colapinto is nowhere close, right? Yeah. Gasly's complaining to the team. Something might be broken, right? But it's still 10, right? Yeah, if something might be broken, you'd be further down. Right. Alonso, yeah, but Lawson and Alonso is coming, yeah, sure be coming at him. I don't see Piastri challenging Norris, so I guess the 1-2 in front is going to be fixed. Of course, 3-4 also going to be fixed too. Haja and Colapinto fighting off. Yep, next target be Fernando Alonso. Haja is going to chase up before Fernando Alonso, but it's Fernando Alonso and Lawson be able to chase up to Gasly. That's going to be the question, right? At the moment now, the front four doesn't have much action going on. And I think Russell is just left in no man's land, not being affected in any way, right? The other part is, of course, the Saubers. Yeah, they are still quite holding off quite a good distance between each other, right? And it comes down to the last spot is actually Gasly, right? Whether Lawson be able to catch up to Gasly and Alonso catching up to Gasly, or maybe Gasly needs to pit soon. That's how we're going to see that. And conditions are really hot. And let's see whether the tires, whether they can come in to get a new set of tires just before the last few laps of the race, right? But the only problem is that now whether you're a one stopper or doing two stopper. Because you've done one stop, right? I don't think Norris and Piastri, Leclerc and Hamilton or Russell can last all the way, right? Yeah, and Mercedes is really struggling the heat. They can't take it, right? They were brilliant in Canada, but not too good here. All right, guys. All right, guys. At the moment now, this race looks a bit more settled. Right, Norris is number 1, Piastri number 2, Leclerc number 3, Hamilton number 4, Russell is number 5, Bortoleto 6, Huckenberg 7, Ocon 8, Bierman 9, Gasly 10, right? We have 4 DNFs, right? And of course, Lawson is 11, Alonso 12, and Haja 13, 14 Scolapinto, Stroll is 15, and Sonoda is last with a 10-second penalty, right? So Red Bull is out. That's how I see, right? And of course, like I said, 40th lap, they're coming up to the back markers. Let's see what happens there too. Whether the back markers will move away quickly or whether the back markers will cause drama, right? We've seen back markers giving drama to the leaders, right? Right. There are a few times that's happened, right? So let's see how it goes. Yep, Gasly is spitting. Whether this is Gasly first stop or whether this is second stop, I'm going to see. So what's going on? What tires going on for Gasly? It's the medium tires. While Gasly pits, Norris comes. What's it? Piastri comes up. I guess Norris is going to meet up with the back markers now. Whether Ocon is going to go on a one stop, right? There's 49 laps on a hard tire. Okay, who goes into the pits? Here comes Piastri. Okay, Piastri is cutting into Piastri cutting the Norris lead at the moment, right? Earlier it was 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Now it's gone to 3.3. But maybe it's just because getting past all the back markers, right? So that's why. Right? But the thing is that, yeah, Piastri still has to get through the back markers too, right? My gosh, Leclerc is 14 seconds behind. All right, Lando Norris tires are going off soon, so they're getting ready to pit stop again. All we're going to say is that most probably Lando is going to pit during lap 47, 48. So the only thing now is that whether Piastri is going to make a charge back, right? Yeah, and of course, yeah, team instructions. All right, now Norris is ahead, Piastri is second, but he's slowly inching closer and closer to Lando Norris. Let's see how that goes now. So all the drama was early in the race. Now the race is more settled, right? So not much drama, not much accidents, unless there's some mistakes going on. But let's see how well the tires are going to last in this heat, right? So most probably this is going to be a two-stopper, but some of them are trying to take a risk to have a one-stopper, right? Then most probably Alonso and, if I'm not mistaken, Lawson. They're looking to try and do a one-stopper. But of course now Alonso is getting closer to Lawson, right? And let's see whether Alonso can overtake Lawson. And of course, not to forget, right? Alonso and Lawson are in the points, right? The only thing is that you know that if you lose your tires at the end of the race, right, things ain't going to be nice. You ain't going to have any grip, and cars with more grip will just just overtake you easily. You'll see it's lost in traffic. Right, 46 to 52. That's the window for the hard. Hard. Medium. Hard. Okay. Hülkenberg goes in the lead pit. 2.3 seconds for Hülkenberg. Yeah. All right, PS3 gets over Fernando Alonso easy. My God, the leaders have caught up in all the way up to 10th. All right, look at this now. Can Piastri catch up? He's still about 3.5 seconds behind. I don't think he'll be able to catch up, right? But the thing is to see when will Norris pit, right? If Norris pits, right, then Piastri needs to push it, right? But he needs to get close enough to get past the next car. All right. Somehow another 3.6 seconds, right? PS3 the gap. But the thing is that even PS3 hasn't even caught up to Fernando Alonso. McLaren can go to another medium. So after this hard tire, they're all going back to medium tires again for the end of the race, right? So there's about another 25 laps to go, right? So there's another about 30 minutes more of the race to go on now. Let's see whether they can do it properly now, right? But the other problem now we can see is that Norris is still maintaining his position, right? Piastri, no, I thought Piastri is coming in. No, I don't think Piastri will come in first, right? Because Norris came in first. But the problem is that Piastri is trying to get past Alonso. All right. Leclerc is too far away. All right. Leclerc is catching up to Tsunoda. All right, who comes in now? Russell? Josh Russell is coming for a pit. Let's see what tires he's going to put on. All right, they pulled 2.9 seconds. That's not too good. All right. All right. See how that goes. Yep. I'll read. Chris just sent me a message. I'll read it later. All right. Once after the show, we'll go into it. Let's see what's happening there. But hopefully for the best for him and his family. All right. We all pray for you, Chris. All right. Alonso. No, it's Russell. Russell overtaking one of the Racing Bulls. Haja. Haja's in 10 at the moment. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Russell is on the hard tires again. Is it a used hard? It looks like a used hard. All right, Lewis Hamilton is fourth. Now he's fourth. I guess he's all the top four have more or less settled in their positions, right? Because you can see that the gap between Leclerc and the front two is like 13 seconds, right? Then the gap between Hamilton and Bortoleto is about 20 over seconds. So the front four has more or less settled into a position where they're comfortable, right? There's nothing much to chase, nothing much to race, but more or less maintaining their positions to get the points, right? The only thing is now to see whether Piastri is able to, creep up onto Norris, right? And the only thing is let's see how it's going to happen. Who's that? Hamilton loses his way, running wide. Let's see what's the replay for that. Yeah, three or so is gone a bit off. Hamilton, let's see what happens. Hamilton coming down, turns in, oversteer at the apex. All right, bounces over, yeah, and then cuts back in again. Nothing much happening there because there's no cars behind him, no one challenging him. So, yeah, it doesn't matter much. Just long you maintain your position, get the points. And Berman is overtaking Lance. Let's see what Norris says. All right, now don't see Norris doing any pit stops. Don't see McLaren preparing for pit stops. Are they holding on for longer? All right. Leclerc is going to box first. Why is Leclerc boxing? They box later, right? Now he's going to box early. Two point 4 seconds. Yeah, good stop for Ferrari. Why did Leclerc pit first? Bortoleto comes in the pit. It's fifth. Good stuff for the team. Bortoletto's going to fit out here for Piastri. All right, Lewis has stopped too. Now they all have done the second stops now. I guess this is all the way to the end of the race. There's a weird thing is that Norris and Piastri has not stopped yet because they stopped first. All right, the two McLaren hasn't even stopped yet, so here comes the first one. Good, Norris coming through the pit stop, a bit better. Okay, Norris comes out in front of Sonoda and Colapinto. All right, guys, I guess the race has more or less stabilized out. Positions have all done. Those who are doing two stoppers have done the two stops, right? The leaders have done the two stops. Top four have done the two stops. The only thing now is see whether Lawson and Alonso can last all the way to the end of the race, right? If Lawson and Alonso can last all the race, they're going to do a one stop, right? But of course, Russell is chasing up to them. Hadja is coming for them too, right? Bortoletto and Hulkenberg will be coming for them too. So with pressure tires. So let's see how that goes, right? We have another 16 laps to go, right? 16 laps to go to see whether Lawson and Alonso needs to pit again. All right. Piastri has come up in between. Okay. Sonoda gets back. Piastri's. Oh dear, Colapinto. What was he doing? I know. Well, aren't they back markers? Oh, Colapinto is going to get penalty too. That's what I feel. Noted by the stewards, Colapinto is going to go under investigation. WTF, what he's doing. My God, Sonoda is fighting Colapinto. What the fish is this going on? Why not? I'm talking about the Germany situation. All right, George Russell has moved up into fifth. All right, Hadja is dropping off. Bortoleto has taken eighth position. Yeah, she's fastest lap again, which is the PS3 is still about 3.4 seconds behind Norris. So I guess this has all been planned, right? So yeah, I guess after the incident earlier, the 50-50 chance was taken, right? I guess the team was worried had to come to a decision not to let them smash into each other, right? So yeah, keep them further apart is quite good. All right. Top 10 now. Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Lawson, Alonso, Bortoleto, Huckenberg, and Hadja. That's the top 10 at the moment. That's how it's going on. Let's see how that goes now. I guess there's nothing much. There's no more drama coming along, right? Most of them have two stop apart from Lawson and Alonso. So the only thing is that whether Lawson and Alonso, whether who is going to come to the back and try to snatch the positions from them, right? That's how I see it. If not, then Alonso and of course Lawson will get 7 and 6. But of course, Bortoleto and of course Alonso, Huckenberg are coming in, right? Alonso is trying to overtake Lawson, right? Whether there's a chance for Bortoleto and Huckenberg to catch up, there's 12 laps, so 11, 12 laps to go. So it depends whether, right, they can get a second off a lap that will put you into contention to get further up the standings, right? But now at the moment now, Ocon is fighting Hadja. Hadja is fighting Ocon for the last point position, right? The top two position, okay. Piastri has cut the lead down to 3 seconds now, 2.9 seconds. Will Piastri be able to catch up to Norris? That's what I'm going to see, right? Is Norris going to push, right? Or Piastri has to push because he has got clean air, right, to catch up to Lando Norris. Right. Ocon is going to go ahead of Hadja. Let's see whether Piastri be able to catch up to Norris to give him a fight, but I don't think team will allow that. But let's see how it goes. right? Leclerc and Hamilton, they are not even, I don't know, they are comfortable where they are, right? But of course, Hamilton was making noise that most probably he wanted to go on, right? But they boxed him, so it is what it is, right? Russell is about 24 seconds behind Hamilton, so there's no much of a threat there, right? So the top four cars are more or less one lap. I've been catching up. Gonna we'll call gonna lap all the rest of the cars behind them. Right. All right. Here comes all the cars. 10 laps to go. And here comes Norris's lead has been cut down to 2 seconds now. Yeah. Now the Red Bull problem is that they're saying, right? Yeah, they have made a car to suit Max Verstappen, but in general, the rest of the drivers can't take it on. Even now, even Sonoda is way down. All right, here comes. Now the gap's under 2 seconds. PS3 is chasing up. Oh, the two McLarens are going for it again. Will they crash into each other and give Leclerc and Hamilton the 1-2 finish that Ferrari needs? Oh dear. I know. Has Ferrari won a race at the moment? Not don't count the sprint race, but an actual race. I don't think so. Right. So let's see how that goes. Right. Okay. Norris is cutting through the traffic now, right? Now he's going to get through the Hulkenberg and Bortoletto. Norris is lapping all the way up to 8 and 9 now. All right, they're in the same picture now. 1.6 seconds. Here comes Piastri. Will there be drama? Will the two McLaren driver create more drama again? That's the question, right? Six more laps to go. 7 laps more to go. Bortoletto now. Norris, Piastri. All right, now Norris feels that Piastri is coming in. So now I guess Norris has to push up his speed, right? Norris has to push up his speed. Right. All right. Sauber is closing into Alonso. Let's see whether Bortoletto can catch up to Bortoletto. The next one is all right. Norris passes Hulkenberg. The McLaren drivers are just pushing away, right? Right. Can Piastri get Bortoleto? All right, Norris versus Piastri. Will they allow Norris versus Piastri? And then if they cause a collision, right? If they do cause a collision, right? I guess team orders will come in really, really fast in the next race, right? All right. Norris is picking up speed again. All right, now, guys, 5 more laps to go. I guess more or less it's going to be Norris's race, right? The way it's looking, because Piastri doesn't seems to be getting any closer. So, and I think there will be certain kind of team orders to tell you guys right now, you're not going to let the fight crash into each other, and blah blah blah. Right? 5 more laps to go, guys. Lawson, Bortoleto, Halja, Beerman. Lawson is 6th. Yeah. All right. The two McLarens are coming down. Yeah. PS3. PS3 is coming in. Will PS3 be able to catch up? Guys, ain't gonna happen. The McLarens are gonna let them race each other, right? They're not gonna get a crash again, right? All right, corner discipline. All right. Yeah, 2 seconds. The lap. 2 seconds, right? For 1 and 2. And now they're gonna come in the gaggle cars of Sonoda, Colapinto. All right. Bortoleto is coming to. All right. Bortoleto is trying to take away a spot from his manager, Fernando Alonso. All right. While this is happening, the leaders are coming in the back. So let's see whether that will play in the. Does he? And Sonoda is behind him too. But what's Sonoda doing there? Sonoda is not even in play in all this shit. He's last. And now Lando Norris is coming up against them. And of course, Bortoleto tires are newer. And here comes Lando Norris. Will this make it a bit weird? Because PS3 is coming closer too. Well, these two is fighting, right? All right. Yeah. Bortoleto gets. Oh, Alonso's fighting back. Yeah. And Fernando Alonso cuts back and gets his DRS and gets back on him. Bortoleto is fighting, but Bortoleto has got 16 lap pressure tires. And they get it through. Well, these two is fighting, right? Lando Norris is behind. While this is happening, Lando Norris is behind and he gets delayed there, right? Piastri will be right on Lando Norris's butt. All right, the final lap is gone pre now. Let's see what's going to happen now, right? Lando get DRS. Piastri is going to get DRS. For 1 second, but nah, like I said before, right? I told you guys, right? Norris is going to win this race because I guess it's all planned for him to. Everything has stabilized us out. They ain't going to let them fight again. They don't want to have the problems that they had the last race, right? While Norris crashes into Piastri, right? So it's going to be a 1-2 McLaren, 3-4 Ferrari. Then Russell comes in. Then, of course, Lawson, Alonso, Bortoleto. All right, Norris wins the Austrian Grand Prix, 1-2. And it's a weird thing, right? And here comes Charles Leclerc getting third. Charles Leclerc coming in to get third. Yeah. Leclerc comes in, Hamilton comes in, right? Russell and Lawson comes in soon, right? All right, guys, the race has ended. Thanks for being here. While you're here, please smash the like, please subscribe, right? There are 3 channels running this at the moment. Ricky Villa TV, Shelfside Spurs, and of course Spurs Vision TV. Guys, I'll try to do more shows now. I have a bit of time on my side, right? I'll try to get some Malaysian football fans on from Newcastle, West Ham, Manchester United, right? And of course Spurs fans who would like to join and have a chat about our season that's gone by, right? Their season has gone by. And all I can say is, guys, take care. Have a good Sunday evening, wherever around the world. And of course, a Monday morning, wherever you're around the world, right? Thanks for joining me. Big up. Hope all of you are doing well. And as always, leave you out.